I weren't really born into like a musical family or anything like that. There were no instrument players, or there weren't really anybody that were, you know, into music as such. The first people for me has been me and my brother, and after years and years and years of trying for us all in different bands and different genres, different ways of life, you know, just trying to get his music out there, it was just like, you know, let's have a go at just being four lads, getting together, four mates, and seeing what we can come up with. And it just happened like that.
Well, all right, Sheffield!
I started learning bass, or being a bass player, the day the Reytons started. Johnny asked if I wanted to do something musically, and you know that we kind of wanted to do something just for the sake of, you know, hanging out and making some music together.
What did I actually ask you?
Well, there's a bit of a thing about this. What he actually asked me, he went, "Hey mate, can you play saxophone?" And I went, I've got one, but I can't really play it." "All right. How about a bass?" I went, yeah, I can play bass. And then I woke up next morning, went to the shop and bought one.
Long ago, in the days when Egypt was a great and powerful nation.
Lee, have you broke it?
I think so.
We wrote Billy Big Bollocks on the first kind of rehearsal, if you'd like, and then we started on a few other tracks in the same day.
We've been jamming in the studio and we've come up with loads of different ideas and things like that. Slice of Lime just happened to be one that we all really enjoyed.
When me and Johnny ended up getting to the studio and started on Slice of Lime, I think that's when we realised something had clicked and that we actually had something potentially different.
So we picked that as a single and we said, right, we'll create a Facebook page, we'll do a music video. So obviously we had to create, from a shoestring budget, this video that we roped in loads of friends and family to be actors.
Shooting video were quite a journey, because obviously it was first song, for band and stuff.
Right, squad, settle down now, settle down.
We went to Castle Bar in Conisbrough to film the video for Slice of Lime, and it was really mad because I've never actually been on like a music video set or any video in general really. So it was the first time I'd kind of been in front of like the big cameras and all the lighting crew, and it was really cool to see how like Johnny switched his head on in terms of kind of stepping up and directing those kind of things, and we've all kind of been very heavily involved in the video process since the start.
You look at that lens.
Do you not want me to look at camera?
No.
So yeah, we drafted in a lot of friends and family and stuff for video. Like my dad, to be fair, sings about it every time somebody sees him at a gig.
Stay here, I'm going to go and find it and I'll ring you. I'll be 2 minutes, I'll find a good place. Get cutaways while you're driving. I'm going to find a good place, I'll ring you.
You'll see a point in the scene where obviously the woman's being sick and my dad, the other actors, kind of sat on a wall.
It's only said. Somebody get ready to take it off her.
No.
Wait. Couldn't do this, Brian. You can like look away.
I'm fucking gipping here.
And while we're shooting that scene, she starts hitting him, and police drove past just as that scene were happening and come back like truncheons drawn, ready to fill us all in, thinking they were, obviously they were full cast, full crew, everything, like all stood at the side of a petrol station. Yeah, I remember that.
Little Jimmy is a grafter, putting in a work on a site of a 9 to 5, and it's 5 to 9.
I remember saying to a mate of mine, I've got a really good feeling about this. Deep down, I was thinking, this better be the one, because I don't know how long I can keep trying like this. And within, I think it was 3 or 4 days, the video had 100,000 views, and the rest is fucking history.
And here comes the demon in disguise. Only one thing on her mind. She wants a vodka and tonic, 2 cubes of rice, a slice of lime, and it's no surprise.
Yeah, so when I was 8-year-old, I sat watching my granddad learn how to play acoustic guitar, and he was murdering the theme tune to Heartbeat. So I thought I could do better than that, and yeah, that's how I started playing guitar.
Could you do better than that?
No, absolutely not. To start with, we did what every band will do, like you put it on your Facebook or whatever, go to your friends and family and say, look, do you want to buy a ticket to his gig? It's only a £5 or whatever.
Can you get 5 mates to come? Do you want to come and see us? And trying to blag everyone, just like proper old school, innit? You know, just trying to get people to come to your show. And before we knew it, we were like, how many are we on? How many are we on? We're like, oh, you sold it out. I was like, mint.
I don't know if that was the only achievement at that point. I'd have been more than happy with that being its only achievement. Do you know what I mean? It felt special at that moment in time. This must be some kind of joke.
It was the first time I'd ever really felt nervous about like a crowd of people, and it were a really special day to be fair, and it was on my birthday.
It was just a bit surreal, really.
Come off stage and it was just like, more. I need some more of that. That was fucking brilliant. So yeah, it continued from there.
When we first started recording, obviously I think you can tell by the quality of it, we did a lot ourselves. Jamie did a lot of the engineering and, you know, and recording, but no disrespect to James, there's limits what you've got when it comes down to funds. It's not just about ability, and the gear that we had and the equipment we had, it just obviously was never going to rival what mainstream bands had.
Right, should we just go from the same place then? Right?
Yeah, I might do the na-na bit.
Do you know when you're expressing pure talent, that's like putting kryptonite in a Superman. Do you know, Iron Man with his hands. That's what's happening here when all this talent gets exerted in such a short space. That's why they call me One Take Lee.
You know, you can tell by the clothes that we're wearing in the early posters and stuff like that. We didn't spend nothing on that. It was just, you know, we're swapping T-shirts every day, and you wear that one for that poster, I'll wear that one, and we all just chipped in together and made it happen.
Every time we did a new video, we just kept throwing more of our own money into it, just for the love of what we were doing and to push better videos out.
It was never easy. It weren't given to us. It weren't, you know, handed over, I'll go and do a video. It were hard. We were all working jobs, finishing at 6 and then starting his next job at 7, while sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to head back to work and keep funding it. So yeah, it were a real struggle. It still is.
We're like, who can we get that's like iconic enough that people will recognise? And we're like, what about Les Battersby from Coronation Street? Even the fucking Queen knows who he is. It's like, yeah, what's he doing these days?
So reckless.
Nights I never stay that pretty. 6 down and another 4 ready to go. But there's tension around this city.
He's basically going to introduce himself to him and build like a trusting relationship while his guard's down.
When it all kicks off, then boy, you better run from the broken balls and a reckless scum.
Now that you look back at it, it does make you really kind of love the videos more because of how much graft I don't think anyone really realises goes into them. And to be fair, I don't know if anyone ever will know how much we actually put into every video.
We're up not to get far. I'm up all night to get far. We're up all night to get far, and I'm feeling lucky.
I was on the same course at uni as Joe. Yeah, and then actually, as it seems almost, you could say it's fate. I actually started working for Scruff of the Neck, who ended up promoting the Reytons' first show.
So we're at the O2 Academy, we're backstage, loving it.
It's O2 Academy 2, 500 cap. Something really sticks with me there as well. I was nicking all the rider beers and eating some chicken nuggets that I think Johnny had bought.
2 times running, let's go.
Got to know the lads a bit better, and then around about August they'd asked me to sort of get involved in a high capacity as a manager in the lead up to what was that historic Leadmill show.
said to myself, every single gig we've done, I need to embrace it more. Because I think you kind of block it out. You go on there. I walked out with a bottle of whiskey in my hand, not because that was supposed to be like a persona or a stage thing. That's just because my mate Steve would have drank it all if I'd have left it backstage, like he'd done at every other fucking show. So I walked on, but I didn't mean to walk out with it in my hand. I meant to put it down, and then I got too far and got carried away, and then I ended up drinking it on stage. So maybe I did embrace it. I just fucking forgot it because I was pissed.
So Sheffield's got like a really good history of producing really solid indie bands. Like you look through the 90s with Pulp, and then the noughties with Arctic Monkeys and Reverend and the Makers and bands like that, Milburn. And I think Reytons are really sort of leading this new charge of solid indie bands to come out of the city, and I think that's really important to keep that charge going.
Leadmill to me has been a really important part of me growing up. So I always wanted to play Leadmill, but then to realise we'd sold it out with months in advance, it were quite shocking.
I can remember Joe telling me like the magnitude of what Leadmill were, and obviously I knew how great of a venue the Leadmill were and what it meant in the community. So to walk out onto a sold out Leadmill were absolutely phenomenal, to be fair.
All right, have you seen those lads? It's a brand new band in town. They're all right, but they're not.
You get carried away into it and you're thinking, this is fucking great, and you picture like, this could be a life. This could be everything. You go to after party and you're walking around and people are like, go have a picture, and they're fucking brilliant. You're like, yeah, of course you can, of course you can. Everyone's really enjoying what you're doing. You're all there in this big bubble of like excitement, and then reality is, it's going to get burst, isn't it? Because you've got to go back to work.
You're lying in bed, obviously, kind of reliving what's just happened. You barely sleep and you wake up in the morning and you have to put your work boots on and your work pants on and trundle off back to work. It's a big fall from grace, I'll tell you.
The height were awful. I just don't want to do that again.
What the bloody hell's this, Val?
It's going to be fine, I tell you. Be great.
I thought you said it were a big gig.
It is, and there's a big businessman in there.
Oh.
Rodney Bolton.
Rodney Bolton? I thought he was dead.
No, he's not dead. He's in there alive and well, and you have time for that.
Bloody hell, Val.
He don't just stop at writing a song or, singing a song or playing the guitar or just standing in a music video. That's not why we're here. From start to finish, coming up with a concept, writing a song, creating the visuals, putting it out there into the world, letting people know what it's about, all that is what we are about.
There's a misconception that we have a great big team around us and we get all this funding, and it's not the case at all. Everything we've ever done from day one's always been us.
Have you seen her? She don't look the same in all the photos. White eyes and halos.
Johnny's obviously like a leading force because he's very driven in the vision of like what he wants to create, or once the lyrics are written, he understands what he's written about. Obviously he's written about a scenario or something he's seen or a story that he's heard, so obviously he's driven by the vision, and then we all kind of rally round.
Yeah, everything that we do creatively is all in-house. We don't get an external company to do anything, we just do it all ourselves, it's all natural.
I think we'll have a real hard time letting that go as well. We want to be out there, we want to be a touring band, we want to travel the world, but I don't think you'll ever catch us not, sat somewhere on a bus writing down a concept for a video, because if someone comes along and writes, a story for our video and tries to interpret what our song's about, I feel like we've lost it then.
It's always funny when we drop a new track or a new announcement, we always try to do a bit of content or a video or something that stands out from the rest, whether it's through humour and a comedy aspect.
Hello and welcome to the Reytons Live Cup Draw for the 2020 Tour fixtures.
The Cup Draw video were a bit of an highlight, because we had Wheelstone Raider there. You got no fans?
We have number 19.
It's always funny to see the comments saying, oh, whoever does their marketing is, whoever comes up with their ideas is a genius.
Not bothered, mate. They're not playing at Wheelstone City, so...
Is Wheelstone a city?
Of course, it's the best city in the world, mate.
It's all us.
If you want some, they'll give it to you.
David! Hey, I'm buzzing for this. And now it's in March, mate. Been waiting a long time for this.
Incredible achievement from the Reytons. They sold out the Academy in Sheffield. That's over 2,000 tickets sold. They sold it out with 2 months still to go.
This one says he's nervous.
Yeah,
That's the biggest crowd I've done, I think, so... I don't even know what to say. I'm not nervous.
Pink apples from Sainsbury's. We always have 8 of these wherever we go. I can't look at
How many do you eat?
None of them. We don't have I need a wig. Off this boxing away. Surely this is it. Surely this is peak. This is not going to get any bigger. This is it. So you've got to embrace this moment now, Johnny. You've got to walk out on that stage and remember it, because this is for the rest of your life now. This is the one. Because this might not get any bigger. And obviously you walk out there and you forget everything you've told yourself.
On the way up to getting to the stage, I was petrified.
You're looking down, there's people, you're on balcony, there's people showing, pints are going round and flares are going off, and I can't put into words like what it feels like to be in the presence of that many people, all there for a common thing.
Remember Lee was just stood there with his hands on his head.
Everyone's looking like you're supposed to be playing guitar, and I'm just like, fucking hell, this is, and I kind of got lost in the moment, you know, and kind of looked out and went, fucking hell, like these are the people we're singing about, and we're the people that are representing them, and like together we're all, you know, fulfilling this room and just going to let loose for a night, and yeah, it's absolutely breathtaking. I don't think that'll ever stop.
Yeah, you're doing something right. Yeah, this is going somewhere.
It's one of those moments you talk to your grandkids about. What the fuck?
And then we're hitting 1 million streams, 2 million streams, 3 million streams, and then we're travelling around the country. And you're thinking, do you know what? Nothing's going to stop us now. This is it.
Bang, sell out. Manchester, bang, sell out. Leeds, bang.
Brighton, we did Birmingham, Newcastle.
Motion, 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 and it's absolutely pushing on.
Everyone's mad for it. Crowd's going mental. We're stood there thinking, we've got Scotland next week.
And then all of a sudden, bang, COVID it, shut down.
We played this show in Manchester, and then the next day everything just got locked down, and that was it. You're not going on the road anymore. You're done.
Is it going to happen? Can we get back out there? Is this it? You know, like, are people going to forget who we are? And are we going to try and? Are we going to have to start again? Do we want to start again? Can you go through all that again? I don't know. But then you think, you know, you see all these other artists and bands that were doing live streams and putting videos out there, and we're just like, that's not what we're about. For us, you've took away his crowd, you've took away his energy, you've took away everything that we stand for. So we just did what we could do, and that was just write. We wrote songs and waited until eventually we could, you know, show some signs of getting in the studio.
Like, put the blender all the way up.
Hey Johnny.
And then
Here's Johnny.
This is one of the creative rooms where you just sit. You look. And if you get some inspiration, you just lay it down. It's not really like fire in the booth. It's more like
Slow burning embers in the booth.
embers in the booth.
Yeah.
You see it, then the rest on the mark.
We were straight into the studio. We booked ourselves in, and we went in and met David Watts, who ended up producing the EP and the album, and we just kind of did the whole thing. It was quite a guerrilla way of recording, to be fair. It was quite intense.
Being in studio with David Watts, obviously the guy's an absolute magician when it comes to mixing and mastering and stuff and getting things laid down.
Lost down, tied down, red letters they fall and hit the ground, but I won't let them in the way.
How can we do his album? We can't tour it. How can we record all these songs and bring this to the world, but then we can't go and promote it? What's the point?
We put the EP out as a, look, we're back, we're still here making music, don't forget about us. And it just spiraled.
And action.
Red smoke, light the roofs of the Viking, let go, let the bastards Byron, they know.
To be able to sit there and come out of it like with this EP, which we're all, really proud of. We have been lucky.
We just put the EP out there and just hope for the best.
When official chart said that we're on track for a top 40.
Here we are again, Andy.
We're 27 in charts.
Radio 1!
It's a big banger, this one. Brand new one. The Reytons. Broke Boys Cartel.
When Jack Saunders played it on the indie show, it was like... And then he played us again, and again, and again.
So they're called the Reytons.
And then Annie Mac played it. And hearing Annie Mac say your name.
What do you think of that? Thank you, Jack Saunders, for the recommendation.
Something else, isn't it?
That might work, that might work.
We're not being the voice for anybody, but we want to tell normal stories and tell stories about the struggles and experience that actually normal everyday people go through, and that's the concept behind the album.
I remember we seen like a few ideas for different photographers, like Richard said we could work with this person. But when we thought about like things that had inspired us and like films that we've watched, a lot of the time it'd be stuff like This Is England, Bronson, them kind of things. And then we realised that there was a photographer called Dean Rogers that had worked with Shane Meadows on all this stuff, and it was him that was really capturing them moments. So like, that's the moment we want on our album cover.
Action.
Yeah, shitting it, mate.
You nervous?
Yeah.
When we found out that Tramlines was actually going ahead, it was proper rocket up your arse time, really, because we'd spent that long kind of not perfecting, I wouldn't say perfecting, but trying to make as recordings as good as we possibly could, that I think we kind of went, shit, we've actually got to gig now. And so the actual process of rehearsing was pretty stressful because we absolutely hammered it.
Yes, son!
We knew that we had to put on the show of his lives. We've not actually played together for 18 months.
Not only are we ready to do Tramlines, but we've got to be better than we've ever been. And it was the 2 weeks before we started rehearsing, and then I got COVID.
And then that was another point for us to kind of go, we're constantly fighting, we're always fighting these different circumstances.
I couldn't believe it. And I literally just sat there looking out the window thinking, I hope I ain't getting no one else.
To be fair, if there weren't bumps in the road in any aspect of what the Reytons does, I don't think it would be the Reytons, because I think we're that used to things not going our way that when they do, it's special for all of us.
You start telling yourself, I can't do this. I'm going to have an heart attack. I'm having a heart attack. COVID's fucked me, but your heart's just pounding. And you can hear people chanting. And we played Kids Off the Estate intro video. Just hearing them all sing it. And I thought, if I die on that stage, what a fucking way to go.
We're back, we're doing it. Round up the troops, let's get on it.
Honestly, Sheffield, Tramlines. I'm going to remember this day for the rest of my fucking life. Like I said, we come from down the road.
Grew up on Skegness holidays. Sausages, beans and smiley faces for tea.
What do you do for soccer?
We wrote an album and it's out on the 24th of September. Full of stories all about it. Because we are the kids of the estate.
I've not cared about anything quite in the same way as this album.
It's an album that we share with each other as brothers, as a family. It means everything.
We're not singing our story, we're singing our story. Do you know what I mean? It's not just mine or Johnny's or Joe's, Jamie's or Richard's. It's everybody that stood in front of us at that gig. We're singing it about our story.
It's like the end of this chapter. A chapter that's took 20 years to get to.
'Cause they call us